Okay, so finding a comfy seated position on the mat. And sitting with your eyes closed. So taking the time to bring yourself, mind and body onto the mat and just letting go of anything else you've got going on today. So we give ourselves this 60 minutes to be completely present in our bodies. Completely present on our mat. As we start to step back and become the observer of the practice. So we observe any tension we might be holding physically. And as we observe this tension, see if you can take away any narrative that might be added to it. Just observing it as energy sitting in the body. And see if you can feel into your energetic body. How is it today? And then observing your thoughts, the patterns of the thoughts. Is your head bombarded with them? Or are they calm? Just floating in and floating out. And then observing your natural breath. And then introduce your Ujjayi breath. You can find an evenness to the breath, so inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 4 counts. See if you can observe the little pause at the bottom of the exhale before you start to inhale again. And feeling the connection down through the sitting bones as you inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head. So sitting up nice and tall. If you want to change the cross of your legs, you can change the cross of your legs as we come into this. Just doing some gentle neck stretches. So hands resting onto the knees. Back of the neck nice and long as you take a good deep breath in. And on your exhale, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. So we're not trying to force the head down to the shoulder, just allowing the weight of your head to gently stretch through your neck. If you want to, you can stretch the left arm down along the mat, just to increase that stretch a little bit. And then gently tilting the chin towards the right armpit. So Lynn, you keep your ear towards the shoulder and then do the little tilt. Yeah, and then just tip the chin slightly. Good. And then slowly coming back up to the center. Good. So lengthening up through the back of the neck. And then dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Good. If you want to, you can extend the right arm down the mat. Good. And then gently tipping the chin towards the left armpit. And then coming back up to the center. So from here, dropping your chin towards your chest. Do little semicircle rolls. So as you inhale, rolling over to the right shoulder. Exhaling, dropping chin to chest. And on the inhale, rolling to the left shoulder. So you can continue with these little half circles. Or if you're wanting to go a bit bigger, you can take the neck in full circles, but be mindful not to just force your neck. And change the direction of your circles if you've gone full circle. And then coming back to the center. We're coming forwards onto all fours. And as we spread the fingers wide on the mat, start to circle your shoulders around your wrists. Good. And change the direction of the circles. Good, and come back to the center. So turning the hands around, so the fingertips are pointing back towards the knees. So we're doing an external rotation, so the fingers go out and back. Good. And then relax through your head, relax your shoulders, and gently lean back. So feel a stretch coming up through the arms, maybe into the shoulders, maybe it's staying in the wrists. Just softly allowing this to release. And then slowly coming forwards, turn the hands back to face forwards. So now coming onto the backs of the hands. So we have the whole hand down to the mat, fingertips pointing back towards the knees. It's easier if you bring the hands back. I think you've done this with me enough times. Hands down alongside the legs is easier, forwards is harder. So we're working towards straightening the arms. If they just aren't straightening, you can take them back slightly and see if that gives you a bit more space. And again, gently leaning back. So relax your neck, relax your head, relax your shoulders. Good. And then slowly coming forward. So just give your hands a little bit of a wiggle if you need to. And then come back to all fours. Moving into your cat-cow. So on your inhale, extending your spine. Exhaling and rounding. Good. Inhaling to extend. Exhaling to round. So finding the rhythm and the movement with your breath. Good. And then circle the hips, big circles. So if you can sweep all the way back to your feet, almost coming into a child's pose as you start to circle the body. Finding a really watery movement with the spine. Good, and change the direction of the circles. And then sit back into your child's pose. If you want to take the knees wide, you can bring the toes together or coming into a closed legs child's pose, whichever one feels right. As you push your sitting bones back towards your heels, walk the fingertips forwards and come up onto the tips of the fingers. Again, allowing the head to release down. And breathe into the back of your body. Okay, so from here, we're going to take the right arm and feed it underneath the left, coming into a gentle twist. You're walking that left hand out in front and reaching through the right fingertips, feeling a nice stretch through the back. Maybe it's in the shoulder, maybe it's in the back of the arm. Good. And then coming back to the center as we swap onto the other side. So taking your left arm under. Good. And then coming back to the center. So from here, coming up onto all fours. Tuck your toes under, so taking the knees and feet to hip distance if you move them, and stretch back to your child's pose, downward dog. And so pedal your feet. Start to warm up through the backs of the legs. Start to move your body within the pose. Feel where it feels a bit stuck. Just allowing the head to hang down, so the weight of your head gently stretching through the back of the neck. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat. So coming into Uttanasana. Have a little bend in the knees if you need to. And take hold of opposite elbows. Do a little sway from side to side. You can change the cross of the arms. And then come back to the center. So bringing the hands to the backs of the hips, lift into a flat back. Press down into your feet, and on your inhale, come up to standing. And come into Tadasana. So here, I'm going to interlace the fingers and take the arms up towards the ceiling. I've just realized I'm glowing in this. The light reflecting is not the best picture for you guys. So turning the palms up towards the ceiling and start to root down through the feet. Find the four corners of the feet and push down. Connect to your midline. And then lengthen up through the side body and reach up through the palms of the hands. So breathe into this. With each inhale, find a little bit more length. Good. Just 2 more breaths. Notice if those front ribs are popping out, see if you can draw them back in and push up. A nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the arms down. Good. So changing the interlace of the fingers. We're going to push the palms away. And as you inhale, reaching them up towards the ceiling. Good. Again, rooting through your feet to reach up through the palms of the hands and lift up through the crown of the head. So lengthening. With each inhale, finding more space. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, gently bending over to the right side. Good. As you inhale, push up through the palms of the hands. Find a bit more space. Exhaling to root through the feet. Inhaling up to the center. And exhaling over to the left side. Good. Inhaling to push through the hands. Exhale and root through the feet. Inhale, come up to the center, release the hands. And exhaling, bring the arms down by your side and come into Tadasana. Good. So we're going to take the right arm in front, turn the palm to face the midline, and we're going to cross the right arm over in front of the chest and hook the left arm underneath. So here, watch out, because the shoulder sometimes tries to lift up by the ear to kind of escape the stretch. So try and keep the shoulder down and then draw your arm in using that left arm. Good. And then turn your gaze over your right shoulder. Good. And then coming back to the center, release your arms down into Tadasana. Yeah, then bringing the left arm out in front. So we're trying to keep that left shoulder dropped and then cross it in front of the body and hook the right arm underneath. And once you've got that arm hooked, gently looking over the left shoulder. And then coming back to the center, release your arms down by your side into Tadasana and come back to your breath. So move into our Surya Namaskar A. So coming to the top of the mat, feet hip distance, and parallel, arms down by your side. So inhaling into Tadasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling, step the right foot back, lower the knee down, lift the gaze. Exhaling, step back to your plank. Inhaling, lower your knees down. Exhaling, chest then chin. Inhale, lifting to cobra. Exhaling, push back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot between the hands, lower the knee down, look forwards. Exhaling, step forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale into Tadasana. Exhale, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, step the left foot back, lower the knee down, look forwards. Exhaling, step back to your plank. Inhaling, the knees down. Exhaling, chest and chin. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, push back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forwards, lower the right knee down. So look forwards. On the exhale, step forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale into Tadasana and come back to your breath. Good. Inhaling into Tadasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, right foot back, knee down, gaze forwards. Exhale, step back to your plank. Inhaling the knees down. Exhaling, chest then chin. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards, lower the left knee down, lift the gaze. Exhale, step forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, into Tadasana. Exhale, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling the left leg back, knee down, gaze forwards. Exhale, step back to your plank. Inhaling the knees down. Exhaling, chest and chin. Inhale, lifting to cobra. Exhaling, push back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forwards, lower the right knee down, take the gaze forwards. Exhale, step forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale into Tadasana and come back to your breath. Good. Again, inhaling into Tadasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, step the right foot back, lower the knee down, taking the arms up, Ananjayasana. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step back to plank. Inhaling, knees down. Exhaling, chest and chin. Inhaling, lifting to cobra. Exhaling, push back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards, lower the left knee down, taking the arms up. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, bend your knees, come up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. Inhale, into Tadasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Make sure you can see your toes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling the left foot back, lower the knee down, taking the arms up. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step back to plank. Inhaling your knees down. Exhaling, chest and chin. Inhale, lifting to cobra. Exhaling, push back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forwards, lower the right knee down, take the arms up. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step forwards to Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. Inhaling into Tadasana and come back to your breath. Again, inhaling into Tadasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling the right foot back, knee down, take the arms up. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step back to your plank. Inhaling your knees down. Exhaling, chest and chin. Inhale, lifting to cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards, lower the left knee down, take the arms up. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step forwards to Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. Inhaling into Tadasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, step the left foot back, lower the knee down, take the arms up. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step back to your plank. Inhaling your knees down. Exhaling, chest and chin. Inhale, lifting to cobra. Exhaling, push back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forwards, lower the right knee down, take the arms up. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step forwards to Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up, Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. Inhale into Tadasana and come back to your breath. Yeah, so opening your eyes. From here, we're going to step the left foot back. So we're turning to face the long edge of the mat, and we're going to turn the toes forwards. So you want, again, ankles underneath the wrists, vaguely. So both toes are facing forwards. So Tina, turn your right toes in. Yeah. Good. And you can have the feet slightly pigeon-toed. This alignment's a bit of a confusing one. Some people say align it with the outside edge of the mat. You want to have the line, if you had a line from the base of the second toe to the middle of your ankle, if you had a line drawn there on both feet, you want those to be parallel, is where we're going with this, depending on the shape of your feet. So press down now through the four corners of the feet. Bring your hands onto your hips. As you inhale, lifting up through the chest, lengthening, and on the exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forwards. Good. So bring the hands down to the mat, underneath the shoulders. And here, play around a little bit. If you need a little bend in the knees, have a micro bend in the knees to find this length through the spine. We're going to work on just tilting the hips. So now I want you to try and curl the sitting bones up towards the ceiling as you tilt the pelvis. Nice deep breath in as you lengthen. And on the exhale, walk your hands back between your legs. Good. And then slowly walking the hands forwards, come into your flat back. So hands onto the hips. Press down into the feet, hug into the midline, and inhale, come up to standing. Good. So from here, we're going to move straight into Pasarita Padottanasana C. So this one, we interlace the fingers behind the back. Pushing down into the feet, extend the arms away and open through the front body as you inhale. And on your exhale, fold forwards. Just let the arms come up and over your head. So holding for 3 more breaths. And then slowly coming back up to standing. Release the arms down by your side. Just taking a couple of breaths here before we change the interlace of the fingers. Good. Then taking the arms behind you. So changing that interlace, find the unnatural feeling one. And whether you have the palms of the hands together or the palms of the hands apart, whichever feels right for your shoulders. So inhaling, straightening the arms, open and broaden the collarbones. And as you exhale, fold forwards. Good. Inhaling, slowly coming up to standing. Release the arms down by your side. Step to the top of the mat and come into Tadasana. And from here, we're going to be coming into Garudasana, so our balancing pose. Taking the arms out to the side, shoulder height, and then sit down. So coming into Utkatasana. So we're going to put the weight onto the right leg and lift the left leg and cross it high over the right thigh. So get it as high as you can, and then bind with the foot. You need to keep a bend in that standing leg in order to get the bind. Then bring the arms in front, crossing the right arm on top of the left and bind with the arms. If they don't quite bind, just take hold of the opposite shoulder blades, wrap the arms around. Then lift your elbows and draw your hands away from your face. Hug the thighs together. Good. And then slowly releasing as you inhale, come up to standing. Come back into Tadasana and come back to your breath. Good. So again, floating the arms out to the side. Sit down into Utkatasana. So transferring the weight onto the left foot, lift the right leg, and then cross it high over the left leg. So bringing the arms in front, left arm on top of right. Lift the elbows, draw the hands away from your face. Hug the thighs together. Gentle lift through the Mula Bandha, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Draw the hands away from your face. Good. And then slowly releasing. Come back into Tadasana and come back to your breath. So from here, we're going to come down onto the mat. If you have a strap close by, you may want to use it. You may not, we shall see. So we're going to be coming into Gomukhasana to start with, so our cow-faced pose. So we'll come into it from all fours. Bring the knees together, turn that way. And then you lift up the left leg, take it back behind the right one and place it onto the floor. Take the feet wide and then sit back in between your heels. So blankets maybe or blocks if needed. Good. And sit up nice and tall. So we've got the right knee on top. Good. And then take your arms out to the side. So turn the left palm to face the ceiling and reach up. Lengthen as you reach. And bend the elbow and bring it back down behind your head. Use the right hand to gently guide this left elbow up behind your head. And it might be enough just to stay here. See how this feels. Otherwise, you're going to take the right hand, turn the palm to face back, and reach round and take hold of the bind with the hands. If they don't bind, you can place the back of the right hand onto the spine and just gently press it into your back and draw that right shoulder back. From here, pressing your head into the left arm, that top arm. Good. Use the exhale to release tension. And then slowly let go with the hands. Just bring them down by your side and feel the release. So from here, bring your right foot flat to the floor. So the toes are in line with the left knee, roughly. Take your right hand behind you on the mat. Inhaling, taking the left arm up. And as you exhale, twist around to the right and turn the gaze over the right hand, shoulder. So if you're working into the bind here, you're taking this left arm back and then reaching around with the right hand. So you have to be able to get this right knee in towards the left armpit. And breathe into your twist. Good. And then release. Come back to face forwards. So if you want to do a twiddle to turn, you can. Otherwise, swapping the legs over. Bringing the left leg on top. So we're trying to stack the knees one on top of the other here. And then take your arms out to the side. So turn the right palm to face the ceiling, reaching up. And then bend the elbow. Just use the left hand to guide that right elbow behind your head. Good. And then either staying here, or you can take the left arm out to the side, turn the palm back, and then reach around and take hold of the bind. So gently pressing the head back into the top arm. And then slowly releasing the bind of the hands. Just bring your arms down by your side and feel as they release. Placing the left foot to the floor. Toes in line with the right knee. Take the left hand behind you on the mat. Inhaling, reaching up with the right arm. And as you exhale, twisting around, so turning from the rib cage around to the left. And take the gaze over the left shoulder. So really being mindful of our necks in these twists. We're not trying to force the gaze. Notice if there's tightness or if there's blockage, just gently work into it with the breath. See if you can create space by moving the left arm around a little bit. Again, if you're working into the bind, so we're taking this right arm under and reaching round with the left. Good, and then slowly releasing and come back to face forwards. So uncrossing the legs. Find a comfortable seated position. So we're going to be coming into a few minutes of Nadi Shodhana, our alternate nostril breathing. So a little bit of pranayama. And then if you want to, when we finish the pranayama, you can stay seated into meditation or you can lie down into Shavasana. So taking the right hand and just bringing the 2 forefingers onto the third eye space. So using the right thumb to block the right nostril. And then the ring finger and the little finger are used to block the left nostril. So we start blocking the right and inhaling left. And then swap and block the left and exhale right. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. And so keep working with your breath. We practice Nadi Shodhana to balance the energies in the body. The Ida and Pingala, the heat and the cold, the masculine and the feminine. It's a really lovely, gentle practice just to find balance through that energy. Good. So finishing around as you exhale through the left nostril. And then releasing the hands down. So either staying seated in meditation or come to lying on your back in Shavasana. Now just bringing focus back into your body. If you're in Shavasana, giving your fingers and toes a wiggle. And then gently hugging knees in towards your chest. Do a gentle rock from side to side. And then roll over onto your favorite side and come up to sitting. Again, find yourself a comfortable seated position. Before we close the class, I just want you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for this morning. It can be big things or small things. So finding those 3 things and repeat them 3 times to yourself. And then bring your hands in front of your heart center into prayer. We'll close the class chanting 3 Oms together. So taking a nice deep breath in, fully exhale, and inhale for Om. And gently bowing your head. Namaste.